We dedicate the show to the memory of a couple of baseball greats, Cardinals Hall of Fame slugger Stan Musial and longtime Orioles manager Earl Weaver. Congratulations to the new Bears head coach Mark Trestman, who's been excellent with quarterbacks throughout his career, and good luck to all the other assistant coaches. We flash back to Salerno's and the 2012 Benkowski Trivia Championship title match, and we really flash back to the Cleveland Dog Pound this week on the Spotlight. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, this is the 23rd year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. Kelly's Tavern has Benkowski Trivia Friday, January 25th at 8 p.m. and again on February 1st at 8 p.m. Come out and play. Bring your friends. It's at 44th and Wallace, easy to get to, off Unicana Road. Kelly's Tavern, 44th and Wallace. See you there. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Tanks at 124th and Western for good times with the Outdoor Beer Garden. They have beanbag games. They're open Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at noon. You can watch the Sox, Cubs, and a complete NFL schedule, daily specials at Tanks, 124th and Western.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Las Fuentes, great Mexican cuisine at 115th and Pulaski. They have a great bar, wonderful drinks, tons of screens for you to watch the Super Bowl and Blackhawk games now. So, great Mexican food and screens, Las Fuentes, 115th and Pulaski. You should get to Ignat's Ristorante. It's at 24th and Oakley. They feature things like chicken Vesuvio and cacciatore, steak Isabella, veal parmesan. They're highly rated by Chicago's Best, Time Out Chicago, 190 North, Chicago Magazine. Ignat's, 2421 South Oakley. Eat there. Welcome to another edition of the Spotlight. It's trivia time, the 2012 Championship Benkowski match from Salerno's at Grand and Racine. And here we go with more questions. 1970, but it feels more recent. Forward title.
Hey, have you ever tried really reaching out for the other side?
Thank you. 5 seconds. 4. Going. So, they're going to throw. It's a 120-point throw, and it would bring the chili dog over 1,000. Danny, you need to move. J&B. 23. Did you say 23? Yes. 23. We go to Jack's All-Stars. Here, man. No phones. Oh, these phones are dead now. We're in the game. No, I just got a police for everyone. Hey, what do we say? 19. All right, we go to chili dogs. Chili? 10. We go to Morning Wood.
28.
28. You got to be way louder when you're doing your final answer.
She is in private.
Well, now you're in public. Team Cobblestone.
29.
29.
Easy, Pop Parker.
Shy Sharks. What? There was a lot of loudness, so you got to be louder.
30.
3 out.
You gotta be louder.
You got to realize Morning Wood.
You do gotta realize.
Why you gotta call us out there?
They're a unique team that I love them. But, all right, let's take a look at who's going to capture this sweepstakes. I picked number 9. So, that's going to be really good for the Chili Dogs. They will go first. It's going to be darn good for Team Auntie Joni. They'll go second.
Wait, no. Yeah. We're 10 away.
And they're 5 away.
5 away, or?
All right, that'll be minus 100 off your score.
All right.
But just kidding. All right, Jack's All-Stars, third. All right, here we go. It's do or die time now. Nice round of applause. Playing the politicos of the 60s. Let's hear it for Team Auntie Joni. Two-word answer. In 1966, he was governor of Illinois.
Otto Kerner.
Otto Kerner is correct for 500. Question number 2. In 1966, he was Vice President of the United States. Two-word answer. Five seconds.
Hubert Humphrey.
Hubert Humphrey is correct for 1,500. You're going for 3,000 now. There were 2 senators, as all states have, in 1966. Who were the 2 senators from Illinois in 1966?
Charles Percy.
I'm sorry, Charles Percy's not correct. You get, well, it won't matter.
Paul Douglas.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was Everett Dirksen and Paul Douglas. So you get 1,500 points. And you improve to 26-30, and you have the lead in this game now. And we'll have more championship trivia right here next week on the Spotlight. Be prepared. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. You've got to get to Kelly's for my trivia game. Friday night, January 25th, 8 p.m. Friday, February 1st, 8 p.m. You probably don't have that much to do on Saturday morning, so do it. Come out and play. Bring friends. 44th and Wallace. It's Kelly's Tavern, and it is definitely a good time. You'll be glad you did. McKell's Inn, where good friends meet for a cool one. 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have $1.50 domestic bottles. $4 Guinness every day. Great people, great staff, and trivia switches to Monday nights starting January 14th. You don't want to miss that. At McKell's Inn, 3259 West 111th Street in Mount Greenwood. Bring your car to Quick Stop Muffler and Brake at 95th and Pulaski, and they'll fix it right. They also do shocks and struts, free estimates. Call them at 708-423-3700. They're very thorough in their work, and they have very competitive pricing. Quick Stop Muffler and Brake, 95th and Pulaski. You've got to get to Amelia's Bar and Grill at 46th and Halsted. They're open for lunch and dinner daily, private parties and catering, and a very unique mixture of fine dining and Mexican specialties. I've eaten there and loved it. And you can see Chef Eusebio Garcia. He's responsible for all of it. Amelia's Bar and Grill, 46th and Halsted.
So the moment I've been waiting for. Let's go into the dog pound, although some of the Cleveland fans have warned us. See if we come out alive. Come on. There's a lot of stuff we got to show you in here. We're taking our life into our hands, they've said. Keep walking. The intensity varies from spot to spot. Oh, here we go. Let's talk to this guy.
How you doing?
Hey, what gave you the idea for this creation?
We saw somebody do it last year, and we decided to do it this year. You know, how you doing, kids at Ely School? Ely School.
The intelligentsia of Ohio. Good to be here. Good to be here. We haven't told them where we're from yet, have we?
I'm a teacher.
Say a few words to your children at home.
How's it going, Mom? Everybody back in town?
Hey, I got a question. I won't tell anybody, but where's all the milk bones?
We ate them already! No more milk
There's nothing like it in the NFL. Not even at Soldier Field. Well, one last shot of the finest of the Cleveland Dog Pound fans. I think this has something to do with the fact that the team never has had a real logo. Browns, you know, named after Paul Brown. So they've adopted this dogs concept based on their tenacious defense, and it's worked well for them. We're on the sidelines once again here at Cleveland Stadium, and we have a surprise guest who has a very interesting fact to tell us. And it's Deborah McMichael, who you know from her frequent appearances on our show. And Deborah, I heard a really wacky story about you coming to Cleveland with somebody's equipment. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, I was this morning, I got up, thought it was just going to be a regular day, getting ready to go to the game. And then I get a phone call, and it's Kevin Butler. And he's like, Deborah, please. He goes, you've got to get my shoulder pads. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I forgot to pack them. And he goes, I've got to have them. And I go, well, Kevin, I said, I really don't think you'll need them. It's not like you make a lot of tackles. And he's like, Deborah, please. He goes, I will be in debt for you the rest of my life if you go get them. So then I have to get ready, leave early, go to Hallis Hall, put him in the trunk of the car, and then carry him with me here. So he owes me.
I take it not a lot of the wives are on this trip.
No, I think I'm the only one here today.
Well, it's a good thing. Maybe Kevin will have to get out there and do some damage, and he'll have you to thank.
Yeah, I think they need to make me one of the equipment guys. I mean, I'm carrying, you know, the shoulder pads now.
Well, they appreciate it, trust me. But despite the Bears' appreciation, Kevin Butler did not kick a field goal. In fact, it was the Browns' kicking game that excelled. Cleveland excelled in virtually all elements of the game. En route to the win, Mike Tomczak, with an unhappy 27th birthday, celebrated in Cleveland. In fact, Tzak spent part of the fourth quarter on the bench as Jim Harbaugh would come into the game, but it was no bargain for Mr. Harbaugh either. Although he led the Bears to their only touchdown, the crowd of almost 79,000 got to him at times, and the most crucial play that could have been scored wasn't. The first time in the Mike Ditka regime that the Bears would lose 3 in a row as the Browns completely dominate in every category. Mike Tomczak removed from the game. Jim Harbaugh fought valiantly but struggled in his effort. And Mike Ditka will not be a pleasant person to talk to, I'm afraid, when we go to the locker room after this one.
Well, I'm not trying to make light out of it, but there's not much I can say, fellas. You all were there. I give them a lot of credit. But I'm going to tell you something. I told my football team, and I believe in them, and I believe we can turn around. But I'll say this. I'm more encouraged after today than I was after the last 2 weeks. Our defense played aggressively, our offense gave no help, and our special teams gave us no field position. So, overall, they beat us pretty soundly in a lot of areas. Maybe we got to go back and do what we do, period, and that's, try to establish the run and stay with it. But we're going to go back to the drawing board, and we're going to be ready to play the Rams.
And also, in 1992, Mike Ditka had another losing season. and he was gone as Bears coach. We'll be back. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar. Thursday, $1.50 Miller and Old Style. And our next trivia game is Thursday, January 31st at 8 p.m. By the way, they have $12 large pizza and pitcher all day, every day. Easy to reach at 79th and Narragansett. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar. I like it, and you will too. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Ignat's Ristorante for Benkowski Trivia. The next show is Friday, February 22nd at 7:30 p.m. Topics include music, movies, TV, Chicago streets, sports, and more. 2421 South Oakley. Come find me at Ignat's, 24th and Oakley on Friday, February 22nd. We're back on the Spotlight. It's time to talk Blackhawks. The new year couldn't have started much better than the Blackhawks' big victory over Winnipeg, and it was an emotional one for not only the team, but a man in particular, Jocelyn Lemieux, who underwent what he'll describe as some tough times late in 1993, and this is what happened.
Jeremy Roenick got things started early as the Blackhawks forced the action just a little over 4 minutes into the first period, and it was 1-0 Chicagoans. Dirk Graham on a fine play busting out of their own zone less than a minute and a half later, and the Blackhawks quickly had a 2-0 lead. Ed Belfour was tough in goal following his poor performance at Winnipeg last time around and got a little bit lucky. I swear this one bounced off his rear end. And Jocelyn Lemieux dominated with 3 goals, providing the third period heroics.
It pays off. You feel comfortable with people that seem to trust you, and it goes both ways. I trust the guys and they trust me, so it could go a long way that way.
Jocelyn, in light of last week, you said kind of the bottom of the barrel for you. How big a night was this both for the team and for you individually?
Well, for the team, it is. It was very important for us to come out, and it was kind of payback time for us because we lost one there, and we lost last game at home. I guess it was just a good way to start the new year, and it sure starts it pretty good for me. That's certain.
Thoughts of Dallas is still fresh in your mind from New Year's Eve. Not a good way to bring in '94.
It wasn't a good way to end '93, but probably slam the door in '93 now and forget about it. We opened up '94 pretty good, and let's just hope that things will keep going that way.
How do you compare your situation to Eddie's over the past week?
Well, like I said, we all have our ups and downs, and it's been written many times in different books, and a lot of people have used that in the past. It's just a matter of keeping a straight line, and even though things were pretty bad for myself at times, I try to enjoy myself with the guys off the ice and having fun in practice, and we've got a great group of guys, so that really helps a lot. I think I probably learned more about camaraderie in the last few weeks than ever before. To me now, teammates are very important, and you could see it tonight. Guys were happy for me too, because I didn't let anybody down, even though I was down myself.
Jess, it kind of justifies or makes it look like to sit down a game is something that clears a person's head. Is there something to be said for that?
Well, yeah, I do feel really good, and there were a lot of long-distance phone calls to mom and dad and agent and brother and sisters, and it's been tough, and I'm glad I'm out of it for now anyway, because it goes up and down, and I'll just remember those good days when things are not as good, and keep the straight line. Hopefully other people can learn from that, and I've learned a great deal with that. Is keep your spirits and just hang out with the boys, and the boys are good for me, so thanks to them.
Feeling tonight at some point in the game that this was your night? I mean, the puck was on your stick. You were, a couple of interceptions, just being in the right place at the right time. When did you have that feeling?
Well, they weren't really pretty ones. Maybe the one goal that I really worked hard and came off my knees, and that was pretty exciting. I even goofed around after with a little crazy dance, but guys told me you got carried away a little bit. Well, when you score goals like that, I tend to get a little carried away. But a lot of emotions, and it will be nice to go home with that one tonight. Check the messages on the answering machine. I'm sure mom and dad call.
I eat on the pasta twice.
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people, have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's.
You got to go to At the Office Sports Bar and Grill. It's at 4901 Cal Sag Road in Crestwood. It's right near 132nd and Cicero. 15 appetizers, flatbreads, burgers, wraps, paninis, 20 sandwiches, soups, salads. They even have seafood. At the Office near 132nd and Cicero. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering. Homemade soups and salads, fresh sandwiches, eat in or take out. Daily specials for lunch or dinner, and home of the famous cheese ball at 2414 West 103rd Street at Western. You've got to get there, and their catering serves any size. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering, 2414 West 103rd Street at Western in Chicago. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, my trivia game. The next one will be Monday, February 4th. Note the special time, 6 p.m. I will see you at Reggie's at 21st and State. We're in the basement of the stadium where heavy-duty playoff action will be coming up in the next couple weeks, but not quite yet. We're going to start with a brief snippet on the Bulls. Of course, they wrap up their road trip now, and in the absolute home stretch of regular season games. Just before they left, we talked to a few people, like Scottie Pippen, who had some interesting thoughts about where the club was directed and maybe this microscopic media view of the team and himself. Despite the big win over Detroit and Scottie's personal great game against Atlanta, Pippen's been under the microscope of late, and I talked to him about those kind of things in the stadium locker room.
Those are the kind of games that we need, where we can get out on a team and make them have to play uphill all night. And that's what we've been doing the last few games. We got to jump out where we can get teams climbing uphill, and now they got to conserve some energy to try to get back to the game. We don't want to coast through the game, but we want to get that nice cushion lead where we can maintain the tempo.
You know, it seems to me of late that there have been times where, and I guess the Phoenix game would be part of this, but other ones too, where your performance for some reason is in the microscope. You know, Michael has his points, and occasionally we'll have an off game, and that seems to be always forgiven. But whenever there's any problem in your game, it seems to be so ultra-analyzed. Have you thought about this, and is that a correct assessment?
Well, it's pretty much correct. I mean, that's the last two games. I know I haven't been playing up to my capabilities, and that's something that I'm going to just have to play through. Maybe I'm physically tired, but, it's hard to tell when you're physically tired because you have so much love and want for the game to go out and play that, you try not to let that be what's wrong. But I don't know what it is. I'm sure I'll be able to play myself through it.
What are the kind of things specific things that the Bulls need to do to go on the kind of run to put the conference away, home advantage?
Well, we need to put a string of games together for his wins. I have no problem with us going on the road playing. We've always been a good road team. That's probably where our strength is when we go on the road, because we're able to go out and concentrate a little bit more. I feel very confident with us going on the road. I think we can come up and win some big games, and that's what we're going to have to do.
And that's Scotty. And now we transition to the other tenant of the building, the Chicago Blackhawks from that era.
Sunday, Easter Sunday, left many fans disgruntled, giving up good chunks of their family holiday to see what they felt was a disappointing 3-3 tie with the Lightning. We'll talk to a couple of players about it right now. By the way, my sentiments were similar.
Yeah, they always gave us a lot of grit. There's no question about it. They're a hard-working team, and we never take them lightly. There's no question. Now, we really haven't beat them except that 1-5-0 at home. But we knew they were going to come up and work hard, and they played a little different. They didn't have any pressure. They don't really have anywhere to go. They just want to get some points on the board, and they play well to us. They lock us in tonight.
In the final week of the season, I would think your lines would be fairly stabilized. But now we see Larmer leave Roenick for all practical purposes. How do you see that continuing into the playoff?
Well, that's a coach's decision, and whoever plays, and you just hope that's the best lineup you got out there. And I mean, that's no question. We're pretty much used to play with everybody right now.
You wouldn't be affected if some of your line mates moved elsewhere?
Well, I just got to play with somebody else. That's the only thing. I mean, Darryl makes the lines, and that's what he feels that the best lines are going to go that time.
I don't think we played bad at all in the last 10 days. Today was the only day we were flat. Makes you think we played bad hockey the last couple of weeks.
No, I'd say at home, though, it looks like you guys have struggled at times, particularly early.
We're not getting prepared to play. I mean, we feel we come into this building and we have an easy win. That's not the case. We have to come in here, we have to work hard, just as hard as we do on the road. I mean, just because we're in here doesn't mean we're going to win the game. That's kind of the attitude that we've had the last couple games.
So that might be the one thing then, huh?
I guess.
This experience played you pretty tough this year. Is this a credit to them, or?
Of course, they're a hard-working team. They have a lot of spunk, they have a lot of pride. A lot of them have a second chance in the NHL, and they're making use of it. Some of them even third chances, so they're trying to make the best of it, and they're working hard.
Part of the way your club has been analyzed recently going into the playoffs is probably a byproduct of being a Stanley Cup finalist. I would think you guys would be accustomed to the pressure that goes along with that by now.
Yeah, we should, but I mean, we shouldn't have to worry about that kind of pressure. We have to make sure we just worry about playing our own game and working hard and trying to scrounge out every point possible. And we've let a couple of games go, but it's something we have to learn from, and better now than in the playoffs.
Roenick was less testy Tuesday night at Minnesota. This third period rebound by Brent Sutter proved to be the game winner as the Blackhawks, with some late help from Mr. Ed Belfour, hang on by the skin of their teeth to clinch first place and the home advantage for the first 3 rounds of the playoffs and send the North Stars packing to Dallas. Don't forget my trivia show at Salerno's Thursday, January 24th at 8 p.m. at Grandin Racine.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop.
Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.